My name is Jane, and I'm an alcoholic. But I'm not one of you. Don't phone. I'm gone.
Jane. Where is it, darling?
The 13th step, Kelly. Where else?
She's left. I want her back.
Crash into me like that.
You've been drinking.
Will you join me? You'll never make it without this. Go on, Jane.
How do you know my name?
Everything okay, man?
Me and the boyfriend went for a tie last night. There was wine. Back home, we had a massive argument about Spotify etiquette.
Spot?
Which ends up in a row about everything, as usual, and he ends up playing Call of Duty, and I end up shouting at Alexa because she always takes his side.
Oh, who's Alexa?
No.
Jane Crawford, age 57, retired college teacher, resident here in treatment for alcohol addiction. Pathology put time of death between 2:40 when she used her swipe card on the main door to get back in, and 4:30 a.m. Asphyxiation due to constriction of the thorax. Ligatures on the neck are consistent with death by hanging.
Where'd you get the rope?
Utility cupboard in the basement.
The chief executive founder called 999 and then alerted everyone else in the group therapy. There are 4 patients, Miles Stevens, Alison Spears, Mahida Abbasi, Mary Coster, and Kellyanne Moore-Creevy, their therapist.
I'm smelling alcohol.
Oh, that's the victim, ma'am. It's not you. Now, what is that?
What? What is it?
Oh, excuse me. Oh,
DC Simpson.
yeah, I'll just... No.
Attempted suicide note, but she was too drunk.
Check the CCTV.
Yes, ma'am.
Just 1 second.
Where'd he go?
Yes, it's odd. Jane discharged herself last night, out of the blue. Sent the clinical manager an email at 9:47.
She discharged herself. Don't she need a doctor to sign off?
She was a voluntary patient for the last 14 months.
14 months? How much did she charge?
£1,500 a week.
Wow. £6,000 a month times 14.
84k, ma'am.
I knew Jane had left here just after 11 last night. But when I turned up this morning, I saw the light was still on in her room, so I went to check. I called out and they all came. The diversion therapy group. They helped me cut her down. But it was too late.
Oh, sorry, ma'am, I've had a bit of an accident.
What the hell is going on? Kelly Mulcreevy, I am in charge of this unit.
DCI Lara McDonald. Do you think you could get the water turned off, Miss Mulcreevy?
I will need to escalate this, Inspector.
Ma'am, this room is exactly the same as the deceased's room. It's the same dimension. Now, Miss Crawford is a little bit lighter than I am, but I hardly put any of my weight on this rope, the same type of rope as the deceased used, strung up in exactly the same way when that pipe gave out. If that pipe isn't strong enough to take Miss Crawford's weight, then there must have been someone else in her room anchoring the rope when she died.
That's very annoying, but good.
Thank you, Ma'am.
Right. I need to talk to your superior, and I also need a name of whoever is responsible for this.
Wait outside.
This is ridiculous.
Mr. Holden, where were you last night between midnight and 4:30 a.m?
I was at home, of course. Where else? Why?
We're going to need a full breakdown of the security arrangements for this establishment, sir.
You okay there, darling?
Oh, yes, well...
Oh, I know. Someone dying like that. Poor Jane. And back there, I've got a therapy group. Severely traumatised, but who helps the helper, eh? Right now, I could murder a glass of Sauvy. But one sip, and I'm right back on the marching powder. I'm a recovering cocaine addict.
Oh, well, I thought you were,
Only an addict can treat an addict. What's your name, sweetheart?
Oh, I'm Detective Sergeant Dodds.
Kelly Mulcreevy. I'm not sticking my nose in, but back there, you weren't actually trying to commit.
Oh, no, ma'am, no, not at all.
Then what were you doing?
I can't really say, Miss Mulcreevy, police, you know.
What's going on? What exactly happened to Jane?
This is the only point of access to the victim's room. It's security protected, but the only people with a swipe card to this door are George, Holden, Kelly Mulcreevy, and the 5 members of her therapy group. Well, 4 now.
CCTV from last night, ma'am. Jane Crawford left just after 11 p.m. She came back at 2:41 a.m. No one else entered between 11 p.m. and 8 a.m. this morning.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I checked. And double-checked.
Right, get on to forensics. Background on Kelly Mulcreevy and her group. You okay there, mate?
Miles, come back upstairs to your room. He's had a terrible shock. This helps, you know, counting things.
Yeah, counting. Sorry.
But I thought this place was secure. How the bloody hell can anyone have got in?
Well, I don't know, ma'am, but we'll be looking into that.
You're seriously telling me that someone killed her?
Yes, ma'am. I suppose so. Sorry.
What you were doing with the rope? It's the evidence she was murdered.
Well, yeah, I suppose so, ma'am. Yes, I'm sorry, but...
You know, you really shouldn't feel the need to keep apologising.
Yeah, sorry.
I've got patience. Apologise for everything. Apologise for even existing. Never off duty. But with you, hon, I'm sensing chronically low self-esteem.
Chronically low?
People like you and Jane, you weren't made to be taking risks. Leaves on a storm. I need to get back to my patients. They're even more fragile than you.
Kelly, what's wrong?
It's my fault. What do you mean? This, us, my methods. Oh, you guys, you've been the most productive group I've ever had. We've bonded. We've supported each other. We've shared our deepest yearnings and secrets. Poor Jane. God rest her soul. She was difficult. I know that. And you all had your issues with her. But I should have seen the signs. I should have intervened.
What are you saying?
I'm so sorry. But the police don't believe it was suicide. They think one of you killed her.
Morning, ma'am. Feeling better today?
Yeah, great. Up at 6 for a spin class. Learnt my gym entry code off by heart, 12 digits. Boyfriend's at the mother's for the weekend, and I've got my 5 victims, suspects, just where I want them.
Background on the victim, ma'am. Jane Crawford retired as a secretarial studies teacher in 2010, but over the years she built up a portfolio of 12 properties in Bath. Rented 4 of them out to UFLs.
UFLs?
Up from London.
3 long-term lets to locals, 5 on Airbnb. 270k a year income. Her net worth, 4 million.
Wow. No wonder she can afford this place.
Yeah, but the odd thing, here, her bank card activity.
Same gym as me.
Yeah, but look at this.
She was booked on a flight yesterday, 4 p.m. to Dubai.
One way. And she made the reservation before she discharged herself. And, see this? She booked herself into a hotel in Bath.
Should an escape plan. Wealthy victim.
I'll check the will. Who stood to benefit if she died?
12 properties. God, no wonder me and my boyfriend are bitter about renting. Well, He's too lazy to be better. Where do you live?
Oh, Raymond Street, ma'am, number 23.
Do you own it?
Yes, ma'am. My aunt left it to me. She brought me up.
What's it worth?
Oh, I don't know, ma'am. I can't see myself ever selling it.
Never know, you might want to retire to Spain.
Oh, no, I don't do the sun, ma'am. You know, I've lived there since I was 5.
You've lived in the same place since you were 5?
Half a century. Apart from 6 months, when I was married.
Word, please, Lauren.
Sir?
I've just had an official complaint from management here regarding a flooding issue. They're threatening the constabulary with legal action.
Yeah. We were ready to write off Jane Crawford's death as a suicide, but Sergeant Dodds proved that it was an unlawful killing.
They're good bonding with below stairs, Lauren. It clouds your judgment. Dodds better be right. Suspects with mental health issues are a potential world of pain and professional unraveling for you. Follow the victim's timeline. You remember what I said? Scalpel, not a battering ram.
Jane left very suddenly. My group was so upset. Now...
Jane called you at 2:03 on Sunday morning?
Yeah. Drunk. Very distressed. I feared for her. I told her to come back, sleep it off, and we'd address her relapse in the morning.
Did you know she was booked on a one-way ticket to Dubai yesterday?
No, I did not.
I'm going to need to speak to the rest of your diversion therapy group.
I'm sorry, that's going to be impossible. They're still under treatment, and this is their safe space.
Well, they are the only ones with access to Jane's room. Apart from you, of course.
Yeah, well, we all helped cut her down, darling. So our trace evidence is going to be all over your supposed murder scene. You have no forensic evidence. Therefore, you have no grounds to question them.
You know the score, don't you?
I was a drug dealer, darling, back in the day. So I know how you lot work. Intimidation. My patients are very traumatised people, so you either question them under caution with the right medical supervision or you back off.
You're right, Kelly. Of course you're right. No need to frighten the horses, eh? I mean, luckily I've got Sergeant Dodds. You probably forgot about him. I think he forgets about himself half the time. But don't let that fool you. He's good. Really good. He'll get it sorted. One way or another. I'll be back. Okay, back over Jane's timeline. Starting at that hotel she booked into.
That was very nice, ma'am. What you said back there about my abilities.
Oh, no, don't get excited. I was weaponising you.
Weaponising?
Look, I can't bollock the suspects like I normally would. And I need them under pressure, so while you're hovering about, I want them thinking you're my nuclear weapon.
Nuclear weapon?
Okay, working backwards. Jane was killed between 2:40 when she got back to the Mara and 4:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. She called a cab from here at 2:20 a.m. and she checked in here just after 1 in the morning, and she left the Mara just after 11 p.m. on Saturday night, which means there's a 2-hour window between leaving the Mara and arriving here. So what did she do? Where did she go?
She was drinking. Large red wine purchased at
11:37. Bell Inn, Walcott Street.
According to the barman, Jane got here around 11:30, drank a bucket load, didn't talk to anyone in particular.
Okay, track down regulars, trawl social media, anyone who was in here last night.
Wait a minute, so she leaves the Mara at 11:05, and it takes her half an hour to get here?
Yeah, so?
Well, that's a 10-minute journey, 15 maximum, and what was she doing all that time, and where's her car?
Well, it's not here, we checked.
Well, should we put out a search?
Yeah. Right, suspects. The therapy group. We know one of them killed Jane. But why?
Nestling peacefully in the beautiful Avon Valley in the west of England, the Mara Retreat offers patients and clients a holistic treatment and recovery service.
At the Mara Retreat, we provide a multidisciplinary approach to the treatment of mental health problems, stress, anxiety, depression, even complex personality issues, and my own specialism, addiction recovery.
My name is Jane, and I'm an alcoholic, but I'm recovering. Here at the Mara, I found what's most valuable for me has been the diversion group therapy sessions, sharing your anxieties, bonding, forming a mutual support team. That's really made the difference for me. Now, when I go to bed, I fall asleep instead of passing out. In the morning, I wake up instead of coming round. The Mara has saved my life.
Diversion therapy? What's that?
Oh, people such as myself and my group, we were born with addictive personalities. Now, I don't think that you can cure that. So, you refocus the patient on constructive, not destructive sets of behaviours. You divert their energy into a designated, agreed, goal-orientated project, a DAGOP. Now, you might think that it's daft, but we are in the last date of the Summer in the City Pool Tournament.
Pool?
Oh, it's a marvellous game, ma'am. You throw the large ball at the small one.
Oh, okay. Bowls?
No, ma'am, bowls. I mean, it's like bowls, but it's French.
I run the programme as a pilot scheme. We all live at the Mara, and all the rest of the time we go about our normal lives. I'm going to conduct sessions with each of them. I mean, I need to get to the bottom of this. If any of them did it.
We haven't ruled you out.
Darling, look around you. I've got a lot to lose. But my patients are very damaged people. Intense, hypersensitive, all living together, spending so much time discussing each other's issues. It's a tangled web, a therapy group. Rivalries and jealousies, even the smallest thing can get amplified. Addicts are impulsive people. We do everything to the extreme.
So in your professional opinion, which one of them is most likely to...
I'm not going to accuse one of my patients of... Miles. I think he was fixated on Jane.
She was old enough to be his mother.
No, that's not sexual. Miles's mother walked out on him when he was 15. She took his 3 younger brothers and rejected him. That's when he started using heroin. I think he saw Jane as a mother figure. And I think when she announced suddenly that she was leaving, he felt abandoned by her, just like he had been by his mother. The poor boy looked broken.
And his father?
His father is George Holden.
What, the chief exec?
Yeah, he kept his mother's surname. There are issues between George and Miles, but we're working on them.
Look, you are really upsetting me, okay? I do not cope well with questions like this. This is what makes me want to... Yes, of course I was upset when Jane said she wanted to leave me. Us.
Are you angry? You were close to Jane, weren't you? Did you kill her, Miles?
No.
Well, someone did. Someone in your group. Miles.
Mary. Look, I'm not saying anyone killed anyone, all right? But Mary always had an issue with Jane. It's like there was always bad vibes between them, you know? More like a hatred, really. Anyway, I've got to go.
Cleaning done already?
Been at it since 6 this morning.
How are you, Mary?
Old.
Falling off the wagon?
I went into Bath Vegas Casino on January the 3rd, 2009. The day I buried my husband. He'd given up on life. Because our son and grandkids had moved to Australia. Empty nest, you know. They foot my bill for the Mara, but they never call. I lost 50p. Been trying to win it back ever since. What are you doing?
Sorry, I just noticed some of the labels on these keys. Some of them are from Jane Crawford's properties.
I understand there were some issues between you and Jane.
I didn't really steal from her. I ran up $5,000 on a credit card. She told me it's okay. I could pay her back, cleaning her flats.
No debt to work off now, eh?
After Alan died, I sold the house. It all went on money dropper winds, giant lightning. £109,000.
Bloody hell, Mary.
£5,000 in debt to Jane, that's nothing.
If you didn't kill her, who did?
Alison.
What about Alison?
Jane hated Alison. Because Alison has lived life to the full. So she turned on Alison. She was horrible to her. Alison was glad to see her go. So when Jane came back, about time.
You just won 100 quid.
Or aren't you going to cash out?
Not about the winning.
What's Alison's problem?
She's a sex addict.
A sex addict? Her?
Sex addict?
What is it with this place? I'm not a slut, I'm a sex addict. I'm really sorry that I broke up your marriage and your kids are in care, but I'm actually ill.
I know it's hard for people to understand it as an addiction, but I can tell you it's not easy living with the consequences. I have to sell the shop. I've lost 2 husbands, most of my friends. My daughter doesn't trust me anymore. In fact, she's decided to live with her dad. So, yeah. It's difficult, but I am trying to change.
Still on the straight and narrow?
While working with Kelly, it's made me realise that I don't need sex to define my self-worth. And Jane understood that. She had the same with her drinking, really.
So you're saying that you and Jane were the best of friends?
We had our disagreements, of course, but I didn't. Jane struggled when she felt under attack. And those attacks have become more frequent.
Attacks?
Mahida.
Ada's issue?
Oh. Social anxiety disorder. But to be honest, I think that's just an excuse to get her extra time in exams. Have you ever met anyone who's evil?
Twice.
That's Mahida Abbasi. Evil.
Jane was a high-maintenance mess with severe halitosis. I always thought if she'd ever stop talking, she'd start drinking again.
Apparently she was trying to escape from you.
Who isn't? I drive people away, it's my MO. Look, she annoyed the crap out of me, but not enough that I'd bother killing her.
Social anxiety disorder. What's that when it's at home?
You tell me. I go to the GP to get sleeping pills to help me with the rest of my exams, and the next thing he's diagnosing me with all this other stuff, and now I'm a lab rat.
Kelly's diversion therapy thing?
She thinks it'll help people like me as well as addicts. So the NHS pays for my treatment, and it saves money in the long run. The Mara turns a profit, and everybody wins. Except the victims. Sorry, patients. It's the medicalization of the human condition. Watch your back. They'd have a feeding frenzy over someone like you.
What's that you're knitting there?
Balaclava. You'd really suit one.
Oh, thank you.
Look, if you try and do me for this, I'll claim diminished responsibility due to my mental health issues. Plus...
Come on, spit it out.
I've got to go. We've got our balls match. Part of our diversion therapy project.
Talk to me.
Kelly. She hated Jane. Kelly wants dependency. So what happens with Jane sets an example for the rest of us. You try and leave, you start thinking for yourself, and you end up dead.
You know what's going on here, right? Kelly points us to Miles. Miles points us to Mary. Mary points us to Alison. Alison points us to Mahida. And Mahida points us back to Kelly.
They're sending us round in circles.
Yes. Group therapy is a tangled web, darling. Rivalries, jealousies, emotions running high. Yeah, right, Kelly. I need to call Houseman now.
I've just had to leave a future leaders seminar early. This needs to be good, Lauren.
I'd like to deploy a family liaison officer.
The victim's only family is a sister in America.
She was pretty tight with her therapy group.
Aren't they your suspects?
Exactly my point. And the constabulary have a duty of care for people with mental health issues. I need someone with good interpersonal skills.
But an experienced investigating officer. I'll cast around for volunteers. Backfires, it's on you, obviously.
Goes without saying, sir.
In other news, media relations are putting a new recruitment brochure together. I want you on the cover. You tick boxes that haven't been invented yet. They'll be in touch.
Look forward to it, sir. When I was at the Met, we did this course at Vauxhall with all the bigwigs from MI5, you know, anti-terrorism and espionage and all that kind of shit. Well, basically, if you want to mess with your enemy, you create a web of lies. Rumours, disinformation, fake news. And so they can't tell what's true and what's not. It's called a wilderness of mirrors. It's like this. 5 suspects all blaming one another, so we're going round in circles. They know who did it. Or they all did it. They're working together to confuse us.
The wilderness of mirrors.
In the absence of forensic evidence, we get one of our guys in there, win their confidence, find a chink in their armour.
A double agent?
Exactly.
Oh, man, that's, so...
Clever?
I was going to say devious.
Even better. If they think they're going to put one over on me, they can think again.
Three, two, one, and sprint!
beats to waste time with the masterpiece. You should be rolling me, you should be rolling me. You're a real life fantasy, you're a real life fantasy. But you're moving so carefully, let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm rolling up the mirror, sweet, sweet baby.
Yeah? Where are you?
At the library, ma'am.
Why? What you got?
A lot, ma'am. Quite a lot.
That's it. That's it. Beautiful. Yes. Oh, so close. So close. Now this one's for Jane, darling. This is for the game. This is for the match. We can do it, for the semi-final. That's it. Beautiful.
Kelly? Kelly?
Oh. We're through to the semi-finals.
This is balls, is it? Not the only game being played.
I don't know what you mean by that, darling.
I think you're trying to play me for a mug, Kelly, and that's a bad idea.
Oh, we've been trying to help you.
Like we tried to help Jane.
Jane was difficult.
Don't say that, Maria.
It's true. She was angry she hadn't lived. She spent 25 years teaching secretarial studies.
She was so angry at herself.
That's why she killed herself.
All right, stop. I know what you're doing. Keep us distracted, keep us confused.
Look, I think you are reading far too much into us.
Really? Well, let's try this. Sergeant Dodds?
What's the 13th step?
Told you he was good. Darling.
How does he know?
Now, we have here what looks like, to the untrained eye, some random squiggles.
Fast version, do the fast version.
But, of course, that is what we assumed. And you, DC Craig.
I'm Simpson. He's Craig.
Hi.
Oh, hello there. Well, you thought, DC Simpson, that it...
You thought that it was just a drunken attempt at a suicide note. But when Dodds found out Jane used to teach secretarial studies, he realised that this was actually shorthand.
Pitman shorthand.
It means the 13th step.
The best thing to come out of that since some...
That's the same.
So when he says to the group, what's the 13th step? They all totally freak. Like he was some kind of mind reader. So Jane left a message.
From beyond the grave?
Yeah. All right. She wrote it in shorthand and she wrote it fast.
Because she knew she was about to be killed.
So what does it mean?
The rehab thing. 12 steps.
13th step. Don't know what that would be. But it's important to Kelly and her crew. At the Mara, we saw Miles on the stairs.
Counting. Yeah, Mary said he was obsessive or something, but...
They're looking for it. Whatever it is. Wherever it is. They're looking for it too. You're gonna find it first, aren't you, Doddsy?
He doesn't know what it means.
How can you be so sure?
Custard cream. If he did, we'd all be under arrest. We need to get there before Dodds.
tried that.
He's an idiot. A lot of unidentified items in his bagging area.
Is he? An idiot. What are we going to do when he gets there before us? We've failed to achieve our goal. And what does failure do? It sets us off into a downward spiral of low self-esteem and relapse into addictive, destructive behaviours. So, game on, team. Find the 13th step.
I've been through all of Jane's flats. Searched them high and low. There's nothing.
The 13th step? Oh, think. Come on, man, think.
Well, Jane was into Buddhism. Maybe it was a Buddhist thing.
It's not a concept, it's a place where Jane's gone and hid.
I need to get this. Irene. Hi. Good.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's the rules of balls, ma'am.
The rules of balls?
13th step. I thought it might have something to do with balls.
It's in French.
Ah, bien sûr, la troisième étape.
We got more on Jane's finances. HMRC were demanding 5 years of tax statements from her, but turns out she'd never registered for tax or VAT ever.
Oh, so that's why she was running away to Dubai then, was it?
Lauren.
Sir?
Your family liaison officer's here.
You're a double agent, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh. Exciting, isn't it?
Better than pitch and part, eh?
Lauren? Detective Sergeant Ross.
Good to meet you, DCI McDonald. I'm Irene Ross.
I've got 6 then. 2 6.
Oh, shit. They're back. And there's another one.
Get in there, win their confidence and get them talking. About anything, no matter how trivial. Okay?
Maybe it's not my place, but it might help if I could see the crime scene. They could drop a detail only the killer would know. 13th step. Shorthand.
No, Pittman shorthand. Invented at Bath.
So this, hanging thing, you're saying someone else was in the room to anchor the rope?
Yeah.
So where are my, victims? Sorry, I mean my suspects.
New evidence has come to light, so we're widening the scope of our investigation. I'm not ruling out anything or anyone, but we are pursuing other lines of inquiry.
I'm Sergeant Irene Ross, West of England Police Family Liaison Unit.
Family?
But we're not actually a family.
But you were closer to Jane than anyone, so Sergeant Ross will keep you abreast of any of our progress. There will be things that she can't share with you, but you are dealing with your own mental health, as well as the shock of this. So we're offering you pastoral support.
In case we raise the complaint against you for falsely accusing us of murder.
No, we appreciate your offer, but no.
No, hang on, darling. I think we should do it. Thank you so much for all your help and advice, officers.
Okay, loonies, everything that McDonald just told you is bullshit. there are no other lines of inquiry. She thinks one of you did it. She's not wrong. So come on, just tell me, which one of you was stupid enough to kill Jane before she told you where the 13th step was?
Guys, this is our friend, Irene. Our friend on the outside, who's been helping us with our special project.
Oh my goodness, she's Irene.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Kelly, you sly.
I did my part. I brought Jane back here. And then what happens? One of you kills her. No. I want a bigger cut.
Not now.
Or I tell McDonald exactly what's going on here.
No, you can't do that.
Sit down, honey.
No, Kelly, this was supposed to be easy. But then Jane gets greedy, and now she's getting greedy, and it's out of control, Kelly.
Calm down.
Stop telling me what to do!
Sit!
I'm not one of you!
What now? We take the game to the opposition.
I meant Mahida.
Oh. She'll come around. Mahida! Let me in, darling. There's nowhere to go. And you know far too much to run away. Look what happened to Jane, darling. Huh?
Miss Spears, I got your message at the station.
Yeah, oh, thank you for coming. There's something that I'm hoping you might be able to help me with. Well, Kelly's been redirecting my addictive tendencies into something that's a little more...
constructive, or...
So, I'm writing a novel, and it's a crime novel. Yeah, I know. Well, why not? Isn't everyone? And it's about a serial killer.
Yeah, sorry, I don't think I'd be much help there, Miss Spears. The serial killers seem to have passed me by. But although there's not as many as you might think, you're more likely to be run over by a bus.
But I've been thinking about you, Sergeant, and I'm watching you, and it feels wrong to lie to a man like you.
Oh, what are you lying about, Miss Spears?
Mahida. She stood up to Kelly earlier, and now I'm frightened for her, Sergeant.
I'm sorry, but I thought you said that Miss Abbasi was...
He will know. No. Kelly made me say that. Mahida knows something about Kelly. Something that Jane told her. And I think that's the reason why Kelly might have killed Jane. And now I'm frightened that Mahida's in danger too. And I think it's about the 13th step.
She agreed to meet as soon as I called her. They tried to fool us once before. Are they trying to do it again? And using you? Alison Spears, a very attractive sex addict.
Ma'am, we're in a church.
Come on then. Walk me down the aisle.
The 13th step, is that the real reason that Jane was murdered? Did she tell you about it before she died?
And I wish she hadn't, because now I know. I think Kelly knows I know, so...
You're scared of Kelly?
That's why I lied to you the other day. We all did. She made us.
So why not leave?
I can't. I'm NHS. I'm stuck there. And I can't go home because my family won't accept me, so where do I go? That's what she wants. She doesn't try to cure you, she keeps you ill. She wants the whole world to be ill and dependent. That lot in the Mara, you think they're addicted to gambling or drugs, sex? They're addicted to addiction therapy.
But what has all this got to do with the 13th step?
Everything.
Right, so where is it?
Here.
Oh, so it's a religious thing?
No. Here. Please don't tell her I gave you that. That is the reason Jane is dead. And even if Kelly was in prison locked away, nobody's ever really safe from her. Not really.
What, has she written a book?
Yes. Or study, or report of some kind.
That makes more sense than the rehab thing.
Look at this, ma'am.
Strategies for reinforcing addictive behaviour.
She's not curing addiction. She's creating it.
I'm just an ordinary bloke trying to do my best. But if we're talking about unpacking, let's unpack the things that you've done, Miles. Disruptive at school? Got a girl pregnant when you were 15?
The list, it's just doing the list.
George, it would help, Miles, if you could just get to the point.
Here's the point. I just want you to stay clean. Don't you want that?
We need a word with Kelly.
Jane Crawford left us a message before she was murdered. Written in Pitman shorthand. She wrote the 13th step.
Do you know what she meant by that, Kelly?
I've no idea, hon.
We think she was trying to tell us why she was killed. Maybe who killed her.
You're a graduate of psychology, aren't you, Miss Mulcready? And this is a study written by you, commissioned by an online betting company, showing how you can design online games and slot machines so that they're more addictive.
Listen. No, stop. Kelly isn't doing any harm, okay? She's explained all this to us. It's about money. Yeah? You need to make money, right?
Yeah, I stopped making money. I start taking cocaine. It's the cycle of addiction.
It's unethical. Jane found out, and that's why you were waiting for her to come back to the Marrow on Saturday night to shut her up.
You can't prove that.
They can't. Can they?
Kelly definitely didn't do it. You're sure? Yeah. Her and George Holden are having a little sex thing. She did tell Jane to come back to the Marrow. That's the only thing she told us that was true. But she said she'd deal with her in the morning, and then she snuck off with George and had a little rendezvous. They pulled CCTV. They were together at George's house when Jane was murdered. So, while she was gone, someone else must have killed Jane. Kelly didn't kill her, but she might have convinced one of the others to.
She's got a lot of influence over that group, ma'am, but not that much. At least we know what the 13th step is.
Hey, what I don't understand is, why did Jane Crawford write this before she died? It must be something to do with the reason why she was murdered. Do you think that Kelly and her,
Disciples? Let's face it, it's more of a cult than a therapy group.
Are they misdirecting us again?
What?
Well, I went through the whole report. The 13 steps only mentioned on the title page. Maybe that's there just to throw us off?
Ma'am, instead of messing around with puzzles, shouldn't we be following SOP, getting solid physical evidence?
We found Jane's car. Solid physical evidence.
Ma'am?
I don't get it. She's planned to escape, she's booked a flight to the other side of the world, and then she starts drinking again.
It's got some sort of seed in it. A pine seed?
The Bell is a 15-minute drive from the Mara, but she took half an hour. Why?
Well, did she have a crash?
Her lights were working when she left the Mara. Right, job for you. Forget about puzzles, keep it simple. Find out your prender.
What do they know? Miles, you need to chill.
What's wrong?
He's dead. Dale.
They'll come after us now.
Who'll come after us?
What about the police? Yeah, we've got to bury the body. We've got to get rid of
What, we get our trace evidence all over the crime scene?
So what are we going to do?
We are addicts. We lie. We cheat. We manipulate. But we lie, cheat, and manipulate together. When we set a goal, we achieve a goal, okay?
Mary, listen to me, look at me. Did you go near him?
No.
Okay, good. I need you to concentrate, okay? I need you to recreate the crime scene in... Recreate. Oh, my God.
You okay, darling?
He got it wrong. Mary, okay. Did you touch him? Did you touch anything?
No, I just shut the door.
Okay, good. Okay, they'll find her trace evidence in the flat, but that's fine because she's the regular cleaner and we're fine. I think I know how to make this all go away.
Everything all right, darling?
Oh, Miss Mulcreevy. Oh, sorry, I was miles away there.
What are you up to? Hovering about out here on your own?
Yeah, well, now that we know you didn't kill Miss Crawford, then perhaps I can speak a little bit more freely.
Oh, that's very good. Admitting that you need help. Yes.
Oh, no, it's Miss Crawford's feelings that I'm interested in, her state of mind. She escaped from the Mara. They're planning...
No, she didn't escape. She discharged herself.
Well, whatever you call it. You see, when we found her car, the rear light had damage on it, and did she have a car crash? Because I found just over there this piece, and I think that our forensic team will be able to connect that with Miss Crawford's car, you see. And I wonder if the shock of the crash and the person who crashed into her giving her a bottle of vodka.
Oh, Jane was a chronic alcoholic. She probably bought the vodka herself.
Oh, you mean she had the vodka at the Mara?
The Mara is dry. Every patient is routinely searched.
Oh, but the Mara's only 5 minutes away. Where could she possibly have bought it? You see, now, the bottle of vodka in the car, it was empty, apart from a tiny fragment of pine seed, which had worked its way into the bottle when it was open. Well, you see, up here...
A pine tree?
Pinus longivia, in fact. You know, it's very rare in these parts. It's quite a coincidence, isn't it? The car crash, the vodka bottle. It's almost like she was ambushed.
Before she was murdered?
Yes.
You sure? You really, really sure?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I am sure.
Perfect. Just a few more here.
Excuse me.
That's it, guys.
Ma'am, I think that Jane Crawford's killer had an accomplice on the outside. Shortly after she left the Mara on Saturday night, a 42-second phone call was made from the reception desk to a pay-as-you-go number. 15 minutes later, Jane Crawford's car was pranged.
Oh, where's this pompous twat want now?
Is that your boyfriend?
Houseman. Sir? Yes, sir. Right away. He wants a word. Face to face.
Oh, well, I'll wait at the station.
It's you he wants to see, actually. Sir?
Sit. You too.
Mum.
Go on. Ask him.
Did you use a lark's head knot when you were testing your murder theory?
Larks...
I noticed this was a lark's head knot. I've done a bit of sailing, and this is the go-to knot for load bearing.
Well, I just used a normal hitch knot.
Look, I'm not saying that this definitely was suicide, but a hitch knot focuses all of the strain on a single point, which could explain, and I'm only saying could explain why the pipe fractured so easily.
Shut this down now.
Sir?
He's suspended, pending a professional standards inquiry.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I've pissed away a pile of money and resources. I've falsely accused people with mental health issues of murder. And I've shut down a hospital because of you. I never should have listened to you. And now I'm never going to get out of here, and I'm going to be stuck here forever with you twatting on in Latin about bowls.
Bowl?
Fool. Or Byzantium and the 30th bloody step, because you overcomplicate everything, because you don't think like a proper, normal person. I want your wife.
I'm sorry.
Wait, we've got a problem, ma'am. Flat in town. Neighbour reported a bad smell, dead male, and suspicious circumstances.
Sergeant Ross, you're with me. Where?
Rosebery Street, 87.
Flat 13B? as one of Miss Crawford's properties, ma'am.
Are you sure?
He's right, Mum.
Come on.
How do I,
Get an Uber.
Uber?
This is bad. Really bad.
I'm sorry about the knot thing, Mum.
You're right, you're right.
You remembered all the addresses of the victims' properties?
Yeah.
Everything okay, darling?
Yes, I'm fine.
Whether you're an addict, or you've got behavioural problems, or emotional dysfunction, we all come to a place. And it's called rock bottom. It's a very difficult place for an older man, like you. Because men like you don't know how to ask for help. Do you? If you'd have got to stand on your own 2 feet. You ever cried? Eh? Never connected properly with another human being. Never loved. Or been loved. Pretending that everything is just fine. Trust me, sweetheart. Rock bottom is a very lonely place to be. For someone like you. I would hate to be you.
Can we stop, Mom? Please. Just gonna walk home.
Home? Are you sure?
Dale Hesketh, independent security consultant, lives in Bristol, week 3 of a 4-week Airbnb rental. Pathology put time of death between 24 and 48 hours ago. He was tortured before he was killed.
I've seen those recently. Alison's shop, they're what florists use.
Well, when we ran his prints, no criminal record, but they matched a set of partials from an armed robbery on a jeweller's in Cardiff on the 30th of August. 2 million quid's worth of diamonds were taken.
They're fake diamonds. So where's the real ones?
Fingerprints suggest that there were 2 accomplices.
He pulled a fast one, and they didn't like it, so they killed him. I suppose shutting down the Jane Crawford inquiry is a blessing in disguise. It frees up resources for this.
Odd murder weapon as well, ma'am. They find this slung around his neck, strangled using the straps.
I've seen that before. In the Mara corporate video. See if you can connect the victim to the Mara.
Yes, ma'am.
See this? Jane's got the same bag.
Well, it's the same make and model, but look, Jane's bag has got an ink stain and this one doesn't.
Dale Hesketh spent last Tuesday night as a patient in the Mara.
I'm just heading into Bath. You want a lift?
Yes.
So the inquiry's over, yeah? There was no murder. Jane took her own life.
It would seem so, sir.
That's good. I mean, that's terrible, poor woman, but murder or suicide, both bad for business. Sorry, that came out wrong too. Christ, this whole thing has got me tied up in knots.
What whole business is that, sir?
Oh, I don't know. Life came down to Somerset. But the wife didn't like it. The kids didn't like it. And soon the whole thing started to go wrong. Miles goes off the rails. Just wanted to help, you know. But once Kelly gets into you,
She's certainly a good talker.
But never says anything. Oh, I should have known better than to get involved with her. You come away feeling like she's moved all the furniture around in your head, and you don't know your arse from your elbow.
A wilderness of mirrors.
When really some days you wake up feeling low and all you need is a good hard sesh at the gym.
Well, my boss, DCI McDonald, well, she's from London and she gets a bit wild in her head sometimes, and she goes down to the gym. The same gym as Jane Crawford. 12-digit code.
You all right there?
Is Dodds right about the 13th step? Is that where the diamonds are?
No, Kelly's report is the 13th step.
Well, maybe the whole report thing was just another misdirection. Maybe Dodds was right about that too.
Oh, for Christ's sake! Jane wasn't murdered. We proved that. And if you go charging in there again, accusing vulnerable people of all sorts of things on the basis of that Muppet Dodds...
Muppet? Yeah, he is a Muppet, but he's not a Muppet. Now we're going back to the Mara mob-handed. You're with DC Craig. DC Simpson, you're with me. Get onto tech services.
I'm sorry about droning on. I guess I just missed the family thing. It's always been about the family.
Well, sit down, love. Let me handle this. Good afternoon, Detective.
Hello, Kelly. Dale Hesketh. Ring any bells?
No?
He was murdered. Throttled to death with his bag strap. We found him in an apartment that he rented off Jane. One of the flats you clean, Mary. So what if the cleaner that nobody notices, spots something sparkling in amongst Dale's things. Diamonds. In one of your group therapy sessions, she happens to mention the bloke at Jane's flat with the diamonds. Who is he? Jane tells you he's an alcoholic. She met him in Bristol at an AA meeting. And Kelly gets an idea. She finds out that the diamonds are stolen and that they're worth 2 million quid. Suddenly, Kelly's got a big, juicy project for her diversion therapy group. Steal the stolen diamonds. I mean, who's going to report that to the police? So you come up with a plan. Jane gets Dale drunk and brings him back here to dry out. His bag clearly has an ink stain. And see that? He's clutching onto his bag for dear life. So, he stays here, sobers up, and in the morning, off he goes with his precious bag. Well, it looks the same, it feels the same, but it's not the same. Because his bag, with the ink stain, is here, with Jane. So he goes back to his flat, none the wiser, where he's tortured and murdered by his 2 accomplices from the robbery. Why is he tortured? Because they think he's hiding the diamonds. Why is he killed? Because he can't tell them where the diamonds are. Because you've switched his bag and left him with floral beads from Alison's shop. Fake diamonds.
I think you've got a little mental health issue there, darling. Folie à deux. It's when 2 people have a close relationship, much like yourself and your weirdo friend Dodds, and you share the same set of delusions. Diamonds. What diamonds?
These diamonds.
You found them?
I did, ma'am. I solved the puzzle. 13th step. There we are. The 13th step report was fake, designed to throw us off the scent of the diamonds.
You have no evidence that Jane was murdered, yet you're here exploiting and intimidating people with mental health issues.
I want to speak to a lawyer. Sergeant Dodds, he behaved inappropriately towards me.
That is very brave, Alison.
That is not true, ma'am.
I know.
I can't cope. This is too much for me.
This is all out of control.
Mum, enough. These people have rights, and I'm sorry I have to intervene.
Of course you do, Irene. Because that's what you've been doing all along.
Crime scene database. An officer accessed Del Hesketh's prints before he was killed. Tech services traced the electronic trail to you, Sergeant Ross.
That's how Kelly found out the diamonds were stolen. You ran his prints through the system. And you've been helping Kelly blindside us ever since.
No comment.
Get her processed. She'll crack. It's only a matter of time.
On Saturday night, you phoned Sergeant Ross. She intercepted Jane in her car and got her drunk, and she ended up back here.
But one of you murdered her.
Why? Why would any of us murder her?
HMRC. She was under investigation. She was going to lose everything, so she decided to run away to Dubai. An easy place to offload legally acquired valuables.
She probably told you about the 13th step. Probably taunted you. And you've been looking for it too. But you lost the race.
We don't know anything about those diamonds. Have they ever been in our possession? No. And even if you're right, and one of us did murder her, you've got to ask yourself why. Why kill her? Why kill the one person who knows where the diamonds are? Doesn't make sense, does it?
Unless you didn't want the diamonds to be found. Well, the killer wanted to keep the group together. If Jane gave up the diamonds, they'd be shared out and the group would be split up. Unless the killer's under the grip of something far more powerful than money.
Please don't say bull.
Family.
Jane wasn't killed because she nicked the diamonds. Was she, Mary?
Mary, don't say anything. They're just looking for a confession. Any confession. They've got nothing without a confession.
Oh, Mary. No, no. I don't believe it.
Mary.
I play as long as the money lasts. I forget about time, where I am, who I am. I don't think about anything until the money runs out. And then I come back to myself. I'm alone.
Until you found these people? Your new family? You couldn't bear to lose them, could you?
Mary,
no,
you don't...
No, Kelly. Now that's enough. I have to get my mind back. It didn't take much to talk her into it. She wanted to go. She'd had enough.
But it was murder, Mary.
But you're right. If Jane gave away the diamonds, you'd have all scattered to the wind. And I'd be by myself with nothing but bells, cherries, oranges, and loss. Always lost. Always comes back to loss.
Come on, Mary. Have a good evening. Right, go on then. How'd you solve it? Jane's message from beyond the grave?
Oh, well, ma'am. 13th step. There are 2 numbers and 6 letters. You assign the alphanumerical value to the letters, and you get 13, 28, 19, 25, 16. A 12-digit code. A 12-digit code that Jane learnt off by heart.
Same gym as me.
Yeah. And if you hadn't noticed that you both went to the same gym, I'd have never worked it out.
You don't have to do that, you know.
What's that?
Take credit where it's due.
Ma'am, I'm just,
You all right?
Maybe Kelly Mulcravey was right. I just let my life slip through my fingers and all gone in a dream. I miss my old auntie. I like helping you. That's all.
Okay. But, I mean, it was all up to me, wasn't it? I mean, I was the one that noticed the gem. I knew I was on something with that.
Oh, thank goodness, sir. Jane Crawford's killer would have walked free.
Yeah, and you'd be working as a lollipop man.
See you in the morning, Sarge.
See you in the morning, ma'am.
Here tomorrow night, if Laura didn't kill Andrew Earlham, who did? Who's got blood on their hands? Don't miss All New Liar at 9. Stay with me tonight for the ITV News, coming up next.